decided to show them exactly what is what.
Speechless. Very speechless.
Look at
You
this.
smashed it.
Wow, she smashed it. It's true.
Super mom.
Remind me of Dick.
Toby Dick? What the fuck is that? I didn't know what that.
So as Amber is crying, breaking down, emotions are just gushing out of her. Michael and Joanna are just sitting there seeing it, and Michael's like, you can't let her win. You see that? You can't let that win. How cold is your damn heart, Michael? Because the real tea for today is, it wasn't that cold when she was dancing for you. Your heart was racing the most. Your heart was racing the most, and that's the damn tea today.
Like, I can't switch off my feelings. No, because you're
human.
real. She's really upset. Can I hug you?
Hey guys, it's Murali. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. If you guys haven't already, what are you doing? Click that button, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on my Instagram at Murad_Murali as well. I'd massively appreciate it. My handle is in the description box below, down on under. Now, a lot has taken place this episode, and I feel like this was a bit of an enjoyable but calming kind of episode.
That, because when you asked me what I took you on a date, I was going to say, to see if it was all talk.
Wow.
Quite a few stuff took place, and I did find it quite interesting. Now, we're going to get straight into this Amber stuff, because I feel like this stuff is only going to pressurize even more so. We all worried for Amy because she obviously found it incredibly hard, but Amber is also going through a very similar situation. And for the first time, what we're seeing here now is an emotional upheaval. We don't see Amber cry a lot about these things. She doesn't get upset about these things. She keeps it all in, as opposed to Amy, who has been talking about it to everybody, and you can see that she's upset, she's been crying, and etc, etc. We don't have that emotional relief for Amber, because I said to you many moons ago that I feel like she has a lot of insecurities. She's very closed off.
Like, I can't switch off my feelings. No, because you're
human.
real.
There's walls obviously built up. She's just very, very closed off. So when you are closed off, you do have those peaks of emotions where they all just come gushing out, and you're crying, you're upset, and you can see how she tells Mora to say, sit where you are. I don't want to cause a scene. I don't want to cause any attention. I don't want to cause attention when I'm emotional. I don't want to cause attention when I could be seen as weak. She sees her being emotional and crying as a sign of weakness, and also that could also be because Michael is in very close proximity as well. Now, I feel like when somebody is like this and they bottle it all up and they don't keep their emotions, you can see all over her face and her body. She doesn't even need to cry throughout all the competition, throughout everything going on. Since the Michael stuff, post all of that, her body language has severely changed. She's very different, and you can see it all in her face. Even though she doesn't want to show it, she is subconsciously showing it, and that's what takes place when you are holding a lot of emotions and thoughts and processes about certain situations that you don't like. You're always thinking about it, and it shows all over your face. Luckily, I feel like Mora is always there to comfort somebody when she says the right things that people need to hear in that moment, and I like that she does that, and I'm glad that Anna was there as well for her, because I thought Anna and Amber were going to have a little bit of friction over this Ovi stuff, but luckily that narrative did not occur, and hopefully these guys, and I'm glad that these two are really there for her. The fact that Michael and Joanna were just a bit annoyed with her feelings, and we're taking it back and we're ignoring it, and it's just distasteful. I find it quite nasty, and I feel like it's just very upsetting and sad. Although it hurts right now, Amber, I do feel like you've dodged a massive bullet. You've dodged a massive, massive missile, and I'm very happy that you have. My heart was really resting. My heart was really resting temporarily, because we had got Lucy, Danny and Antelope out of the damn villa. So my heart was resting that these three have now gone, but now my heart will not rest until Michael and Joanna leave this damn villa. They need to leave immediately. We need to vote them out when we get that chance, because these two cannot see the final. These two cannot see the final, otherwise I will not go to sleep, because this cannot take place. I will not allow this to happen, and it cannot take place. I don't know why, I just don't want it to happen, because I feel like Joanna's just a massive disappointment anyways, because okay, you're really happy, you want to see somebody in for her and everything, but at the same time the girl is crying and breaking down, and you lot are talking about how you don't want to let her see her win and everything, and it's just, why are you having such cold kind of heart? I don't understand, because as I said, your heart wasn't cold when she was doing the dancing stuff. The dancing stuff I thought was hilarious, because some people were funny. I feel like Mora went for it, and I'm very happy that she did, and I feel like she just was like gunning for Curtis. When she wants something, she will get it, and she will use her massive sex appeal to get it, and she is a good looking girl, so luckily that comes to a massive advantage. At the same time, I really feel sorry for Amber because I feel like dancing in front of Michael and just the guys in general, and it's just awkward. And then with Joanna watching it in the back, it's just a situation that you don't want. It's just very uncomfortable. You can see it all over her face. But what we find out is that Michael's heart was racing not for Joanna, but for Amber. And that I find quite funny, maybe because he likes her, or maybe because of the adrenaline rush of being nervous, because oh, Amber, awkward, and that could also raise your heartbeat.
She's really upset. Can I hug you? Please. Don't come on, we're your friends.
Curtis, I feel like, was quite funny when he was dancing. When it comes to the new guys, the new Love Islanders, I do like Francesca. I said it from the beginning, I mentioned it, that when she walked I mentioned it from the beginning, like she came in 2 years ago. My girl only came in yesterday. But when she came in, she just has this cool vibe and relaxed, and I get this kind of like chill vibe from her. So I feel like she's a new good addition, but I feel like Chris is an absolute mess.
That because when you asked me what I took you on a date, I was going to say, just see if it was all talk.
Wow.
His hair, everything is just a mess. It's like we lost Lucy gladly and her messy hair, and now we've been replaced with this guy who also has messy hair, and I feel like he's just irrelevant. He's annoying. He's not bringing anything. The dates that he had were absolutely dead. That date with Belle was so washed. It was so dead. You even get secondhand embarrassment because you're thinking, what is going on? Like talking about dogs and thinking about like just talking about Harry Potter and everything. There was no game, there's no source. I just feel like he really needs to just leave, and I feel like he might be in trouble, and it will be hilarious if he goes tomorrow because he's only been there for 48 hours and he's gone in seconds. But I feel like Marvin might go. But I feel like the Francesca and Ovi thing might now occur because we can definitely see that Maura and Curtis are developing into something. So that obviously means that Francesca would obviously need to pick Ovi in order to kind of stay in the competition, stay in a couple. And I feel like these two kind of work together. I thought they wouldn't, but I feel like they bounce off each other. They have good chemistry. And what I like about this episode is that we're seeing more of Ovi's personality. We are now finally seeing him properly enjoying dates, laughing with the boys, making these jokes and these remarks, and everybody's finding it hilarious and funny. Like he's probably coming out, and we're finally getting some humor in this villa. We're finally getting a good character. I feel like he's quite shy and reserved, but maybe that's how we're seeing it through editing. But lo and behold, as the days have progressed, we're now seeing a better side to Ovi, and I feel like Ovi really needs to win this competition. Do I think he'll win? Realistically, no. But do I want him to? Yes. Who do I want him to win it with? Ideally, realistically, Amber. Will he? Will? Obviously not. I just don't really see him winning it with a new Love Islander because I feel like they're all just too fresh and new. Normally it's an original person that obviously wins the crown, and perhaps it will be Tommy Molly May, but I don't want that to take place either. But nevertheless, we now also have other islanders who are dancing and everything, and the guys sprayed themselves. I just feel like Joanna was a complete mess. I feel like even Amber was a bit of a mess, but obviously she has a reason. She was obviously very nervous. There is a fly stuck in my ring light. That is so funny. I need to take that ring light out and save the fly. Yeah, so let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. What are your thoughts on just this whole situation with Amber, Michael and Joanna? I feel like Michael and Joanna are just pure waste men. I just feel like they're just, especially Michael, I think it's just quite sad. And you know, this is the true colours that we're seeing, because people forget that it is a game. And what I mean by people, I mean the contestants. They come in with a game plan, which is why they're probably so different in the first coming weeks. But once they get so settled in there, it's hard to maintain that. And we're seeing the real, true Michael here. This is what he is. So I'm very glad that him and Michael aren't together, but it's very painful for Amber to see. I just want somebody to come in and swoop her off, but we'll see if that happens. If Amy stayed, perhaps that would have happened for her, and that would have been nice to see, but unfortunately she decided to walk. But at the same time, if Amy was seeing Maura jumping on Curtis, I feel like she would have lost it. Like truly, she would have found that so uncomfortable. So I'm kind of glad that she left as well for her own betterment and her own mental health. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode of Love Island. I thought it was okay. Now that I deep it and I condensed it, I didn't think it was that great. Like, the dates were okay. Chris is just an absolute mess. His dancing skill was just awful. Like, why are you doing these backflips and stuff? Like, are you in some circus? I don't know what you're doing. Like, I feel like he really is just a waste man. And I use these words lightly, but I just feel like he just adds nothing to the villa. And I just feel like these washed out individuals, him and Marvin and whatever, like it's just a bit too, like, his game when he was trying to move to Amber was so poor. And even Chris as well, like Amber was just saying like, I can't, like, he's XYZ, but these people who keep coming in now and are moving to Amber only reminds her of the high pedestal that Michael was at, and reminds her of the strong feelings that she has for Michael. Therefore, not only does she ignore these people, and rightfully so, because it all clapped, but I feel like she gets really emotional about it, and that's why she's crying, because she just realizes that, wow, things are really good with this guy because I've got all these people that are feeling me and I'm not really into them. But hopefully Amber will find somebody. I really want her to. I'm quite sad to see her cry. It was unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. It's the game is the game, and hopefully somebody will come in for her. It's just shocking and sad to see Michael and Joanna like that. Francesca, I like her as a new addition. I feel like she's chilled and cool. Maybe her and Ovi. What are your thoughts on that couple? Do you guys like them or not? And what are your thoughts on Chris as well? Do follow me on my Instagram at Murad_Morali. Subscribe to my channel, click that button, and I'll catch you guys soon for another Love Island episode review.